Hey everybody, this is the Vivo Nix 3 5G. So I've been using this phone as my main daily driver for the past a little bit more than 2 days now, but let's just call this a 48 hours impression. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that I did not cover in my initial hands-on and just kind of tell you a little bit about what I love about this phone and what I don't like. There are some issues with this phone, so let's go over what I like first. The screen. I mean, I already talked about the screen in the hands-on video, but I think it's worth looking at again. This is a 6.9-inch OLED panel with a so-called waterfall curve display. This is a drastic curve and it's really damn eye-catching. So when you're watching full screen content, you see images spills off the side and it looks good. I know not everyone's a fan of this, but I think the reason a lot of people are not a fan of such a drastic curve is because they're really concerned about palm rejection. Because I remember when Samsung first started doing the curved phones on the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, I remember when the phone was hard to use. Whenever you hold the phone, like your palm would touch the sides and then that would result in a lot of accidental touches. But Vivo has done a good job of fixing that. Like, check it out. So right now I'm gripping it tight on purpose. My palm is touching the sides completely, but you see, it is not affecting the screen at all. Palm rejection is completely on point. See, I can scroll even though my palm is touching the screen. Now, even back on the home screen, see, I can reach across to open apps without accidentally triggering WhatsApp right here in the corner. So palm rejection on this, it's on point. Just overall, I'm loving the screen. It just looks so sleek and so sexy. I mean, compared to right here, I have the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I mean, just looking at these two screens, in my opinion, it's not even close. The phone on the left definitely looks sleeker, looks sexier. You know, I know it's superficial, but I'm a gadget geek. Gadget geeks are superficial by nature. I just think an ultra curved display without a notch and razor thin bezels just look better. And the glass back, I'm really liking this matte coating. You see, it doesn't really attract fingerprints, so I can rub my finger all throughout the glass back and you see not much fingerprints. It does attract a little, but not too badly. A lot better than the Samsung Galaxy Note 10, which looks good out of the box and looks good in product shots when it's like been cleaned up. But when you use this phone just a little bit, within 20 seconds, it starts looking really nasty with smudges and all of that. It's not all good with the hardware though. There are some complaints to be had. So first of all, this phone only has a single bottom fine speaker and it's pretty weak. It's relatively weak anyway compared to the other flagship phones I'm testing. So let's watch a video really quick. We'll increase the volume. So this is 50%. We'll go to max volume. So even though it gets kind of loud, there's virtually no bass and the sound is a little bit flat. Now conversely, let's check out the speaker on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. It's just a lot fuller, the sound. You can hear the bass a little bit. So this is 50%. We'll go to max. It's just a fuller sound, and it's not just because it's stereo speakers. Even if you cover this up and just listen to the sound from the bottom fine speaker grill, the speakers on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 and the speakers on the iPhone 11 Pro Max is just significantly better than the speakers on the Vivo Nix 3. So the silver lining is that the Vivo Nix 3 has a headphone jack and audiophile DAC inside, so you can plug in earphones and you'll get better sound than you would from any loudspeaker, I guess. But if you're watching just videos without headphones, the Vivo Nix 3 leaves a lot to be desired. Another thing I want to talk about that I didn't cover in the hands-on video, you might have noticed that this phone doesn't have physical buttons. Instead, the power button right here, it's a touch capacitive panel. You just press into it and then the screen turns on and off, and there's a really good haptic engine inside that when you press into it, you actually feel like haptic feedback, like you're pressing a button. And likewise with the volume buttons, the volume buttons are above and below the power button. So same thing, you can increase or decrease volume by just pressing on top. And if you're worried that it's gonna be hard to find, Vivo has wisely put a little groove right here where the power button is, so you can find it by touch. I mean, I will say that when you first use the phone for the first 2 hours, you will have trouble finding the volume rockers. But now that I've been using it for 2 days, I can find the volume buttons quite easily. And the power button, it's on point, and obviously in-screen fingerprint reader is super fast. Okay, let's talk about the cameras really quick. So the cameras for the most part are excellent. I've been using this phone for 2.5 days, so I took a lot of photos and videos on it, and generally you get really sharp, really crisp images. I mean, look at this. This is impressive, right? And the thing is, this is not even night mode because this phone has a 64 megapixel sensor that shoots pixel bin 16 megapixel photos. That means your photos just immediately turns out brighter and more detailed than usual. And the sensor on the 64 megapixel sensor is larger than the sensor in many other phones, so including the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So this is really impressive. But interestingly, Vivo's night mode actually isn't that good. So when you're shooting photos at night, you're actually better off shooting in auto, which you'll get something stunning like this, than using night mode. So let me show you a sample really quick. So this is a photo I took at night in Hong Kong on auto mode. This is a really lively, very clean, very sharp image with good balance. This is in auto mode. Now, this is in night mode. You see suddenly all the lights are blown out, overexposed. So this is ironically a worse image than this. And on top of that, when you go into night mode, you can't adjust focal length at all. You see, you can't zoom in, you cannot zoom out, you cannot shoot with the wide angle lens. That's really weird because even on the Realme XT or Realme 5, you can shoot night mode and still use the wide angle lens. Okay, so let's talk about the software really quick. So the Vivo Nix 3 runs on Android 9 with FunTouch OS on top. And FunTouch OS is a little bit funky, man. So when you swipe from the top, you see you only have notifications. There is no shortcut toggle. Instead, if you want to use shortcut toggles, you have to swipe up from the bottom to access this little shortcut center. This is a complete ripoff of the iPhone's control center, you know, before the iPhone 10, when the iPhone 7 and 8 and 6 and 5, you have to swipe up from the bottom. Actually, in real world usage, it's kind of convenient to swipe up and be able to adjust screen brightness, turn on or off Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all that right here close to my thumb. But at the same time, this is not Android. Every other Android phone on earth has all the shortcut toggles right here. And on top of that, this phone is a China ROM and it comes with a hell lot of bloatware, and they cannot be deleted, they cannot be uninstalled or even hidden. So right here, by my count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 17, because that's Gboard. So there's 17 bloatware apps on this phone that I would never ever use. Like Vivo's browser is terrible. Vivo.com, I don't need it. Vivo Wallet, I'm never gonna use. So all these apps I'm never gonna use, but you cannot uninstall them. There's no way to uninstall them, and there is no app tray, so I can't hide the apps. They have to sit on the home screen. So finally, I want to talk battery life. There's a 4,500 milliamp hour battery on this phone, and it is excellent. Vivo software FunTouch does not let me check screen on time, but I can tell you, yesterday I was out and about for like 11 hours all day, left the house at 100% charge, and at night when I got home it still had like 33% battery life. So this battery life is insane. So overall, I'm still really liking the Vivo Nix 3. Now I think overall camera performance is gonna fall short to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. This phone's video capabilities is amazing, but this phone on my right, the iPhone 11 Pro, starts at like $1,000, and that's for the base 64 gigs of internal storage. So really, realistically, you have to spend $1,200, $1,200 on this phone. The Vivo Nix 3 starts at $700, around $700 for I think 120 gigs of internal storage. If you want to jump up to 256, that's only $800. So this phone is indeed $300 or $400 cheaper than the newest iPhone and the newest Samsung, and I think for that this is a worthy alternative. So that's it for my 48-hour impressions of the Vivo Nix 3. I will have more videos coming up, including a full review of this phone, and I'm gonna do a camera comparison comparing the iPhone 11 Pro Max with the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus with the Vivo Nix 3, and then I'm gonna get my hands on the Galaxy Fold hopefully in a week or two. And then there's obviously the Huawei Mate 30 Pro too. So lots of stuff coming up. If you're interested in keeping up to date, please subscribe to my channel or follow me on Instagram at Ben's Gadget Reviews. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.